So today we're going to be talking about how to get rid of collections. So this is a very unique topic in the sense that removing collections off of your credit report is something that most people are not completely aware of how to do, and therefore they need more guidance because they typically do this first method, which is typically the worst method unless you've already waited for so long that it will be of negative impact to utilize some of the other methods. The first method, of course, is to just flat out wait 7 years. So, with a traditional credit report, after 7 years, typically all the collections accounts and derogatory accounts will fall off of your credit report. There are some creditors that will try to find loopholes and sell your debt to different agencies, and those agencies will try to put those debts that are older than 7 years back on your credit report. In those cases, this is when you can start looking at some of your other methods as well as in certain other cases. If your collections account is reporting inaccurate information, um, you know, and it's not the appropriate account or it's not your account at all, you can report those accounts. You can either report them as fraud and have them removed if they're not your accounts, or you can dispute them for countless other things, whether it's inaccuracies in credit history, whether it's an inaccuracy in the amount, the balance, the creditor, whatever it is. You can always go through and dispute those accounts and get them removed if those accounts are not reporting appropriately. Now, if you've gone through the dispute process and for whatever reason you're unsuccessful, um, you have to realize that there are certain collections accounts that are valid and will report valid regardless, but there are typically loopholes to remove most collections accounts, especially medical collections. You can almost always get them removed based off of HIPAA, or a lot of the times medical collections, if you have health insurance, are fraud and you can get them removed for fraud. So always be aware of that and look into that. Now, when it comes down to other accounts that you can't get removed, they're true collections and you have them on your report. What you can do is you can always call the creditor and ask them if they allow options to delete credit accounts or if they offer options to pay them in full and have them reported as paid in full. If they offer options to delete, you want to go for the option to settle to delete, which means you will pay the collections account a percentage of it. Typically, it's around 40 to 60% of the original balance of the collections account. You will pay that balance, and then they will delete that account in the negative history off of your report. If you're able to do that, that is typically the best route to go. Now, if you cannot get a settle to delete, they may ask you to pay in full to delete the account. That would be your next best option because it would never show that you had any derogatory account collection or charge off or anything like that on your credit report. So it would allow you to completely be able to remove that negative account off of your credit report. Now, if your creditor, for whatever reason, does not allow options to delete, you either go back to waiting 7 years, disputing that account, or you can agree to pay or settle that account in full. Now, if you do that, it will show on your credit report as either paid in full or settled in full. However, what that will do is extend out your waiting period. So if you're someone who is in year 1 or year 2, you may want to do a pay or settle to delete because it's not going to extend out the period too much longer for how long that negative account is going to be on your report. However, if you're someone who's in year 5, 6, or coming up on year 7, it's best to just go ahead typically and let those accounts fall off on their own So that way you're not paying to extend out how long a collections account is on your credit report for. You can just allow that account to naturally fall off and continue working on building your credit to be strong for when you go for financing. Last but not least, a good tip to get rid of collections is typically when you pay or settle a collection within that first 30 days, the collection agency is not able to verify the debt because you will not have any debt with them. So if you do pay something off with a company that doesn't offer a pay to delete, you typically can pay it off, go right and call all three credit bureaus, dispute that account. They will not be able to verify the debt in most cases because they will not have proof that you owe them any money because it is a paid off account, and that will get that account removed. Or, of course, it will be updated to the paid in full option that you would have had anyway. So typically that works. It doesn't always work, but just a quick tip of something that you can use to help and leverage on your side to clean up your credit report. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.